All right, guys. Today is Sunday, March the 3rd, and we're going to talk about our weekly plan for this week. Um, so, last week we opened right around here. This was the Monday, uh, February 26th, and where the pink line is, that's where we opened. I posted it, the plan around 8:30 in the morning before the market opened. So, um, here are some of the informations that we were dealing with early in the week. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time going through it, but just so you know, we pivoted from 5089. Uh, you can see how even before 5089 was being a level of support. We saw that in pre-market, and I wanted to see, what was going to happen. Um, with this level before I posted my plan because as you know, I this is the trade plan that I post, but also is my own trading plan uh, that I follow. So, anyways, we open our on here. We identify this level as support. You can see here where we come from. We come from a breakout from this area here, 65. I believe was the breakout area. Actually, it was right around here. 59. Now, if you had to go over here to a prior balance area, which about 10 days, broke out, and 65 was tested a couple of times, rejected here, came back up, and we stayed all the way through above 5065. So price was being accepted here. We got some interesting development. Last week when pivot broke. Um, we started trading, when the market opened here on Monday. We came down here, we broke below it, we retested it, pushed down, went back up. It couldn't break above into the zone, so retested it again here. As you can see in this little white box here, and then send it back down. Uh, then back up to pivot just slightly above it. This was a look above and fail. In this particular session, we closed with a spike on 227. Um, then we broke below that spike, came back and retested it, and then we dropped again. I say we, but it's the ES. Then it came back up again, and this is one thing I want to note in here that is very important. The reason why I had this Y box here, this is actually my third time doing this video, so I have failed to publish twice before. Anyway, this box here symbolizes, I always tell people that are operating zones. Because price sometimes has um, it doesn't reach the level that you expect, so you have to be ready to react um, you know near the area, so you don't have to wait for a specific level uh, or a specific number. In this case 5089. I operate in a 5 point zone, so 89, minus 2.5, it will give you 86 and a half. So this is the low of the box right here, and then the high of the box is 89, so it would be 91 and a half, which is essentially this area here. So I said I wasn't going to spend a lot of time talking about it, but 90 and a half. But it's important. So this is where you're looking for to be a resistance level. So if you were to take a position, you got to be mindful that you either can take it at the beginning or the low portion of, or the high portion of it, and mitigate your risk that way. But anyways, you can see how pivot was reacting here. We closed with a spike on 227, and we came back down. And this box here is the release of the PCE. So I want to mark this level here. So PCE, I want to put that in the bottom right here. So you can see PCE with release was here, and what it did was it created essentially, if you move this out of the way, this was the news that it was released in pre-market. It got up all the way up to here. So this was the high of the actual move before the market opened. Um, this candle here opens at 10 o'clock. Actually, you can say it was 8:30 to 9 to 9:30. Uh, so you can actually drop this box here because this was the high right there. And when the market opened in here, it just looked above it and failed, and it came all the way back down and almost gave everything away. You can see it right here. But anyways, that's not what I'm here to talk to you about. What I want to talk to you about is the fact that I'm gonna put this other box here. Actually, I should delete that and clone this one here. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna see why the ES got to the level that it did. Um, for some reason, I had it marked as the high of this area before. Let me see something because we have a spike over here. We open and then we drop over here. This was, if you switch over to regular trading hours, you can see that this was the high of that candle when the market opened. But anyways, we'll go back to this. I had it marked this way, so normally is 1 hour of trading, but um, I'm gonna clone that box and I'm gonna take it all the way up here. And this is how I got um, the 45, 40, 51.45 level on Friday, and I shared that with some people in the group. Um, so again, you do the same box here, 5 points. So 20. This one will have been 45. So 40. So you're looking at pretty much that here. It's gonna 42. It should be so 45. We should be 42 here. There's 42 and a quarter, and 40. 5, so it should be like somewhere around here. This is what the zone will look like. The exact number of this is, let's just call it 5150. And we go to 48 on the high. And then we go to 41 and a half on the low. All right, that's fine. That's good enough for me. Anyways, so this is the zone that I'm looking at as resistance, and you can see how in here it got to the top portion of it. Like I was telling you before, the convenience of working in zone is that you can be patient and wait for the top of the zone to hit. Actually, you can see right here where my TP3 was for one of the plans for the last week. And anyways, the fundamental aspect that I wanted to talk about here is, you know, how we were sandwiched in between these two uh, spikes over here. One was created on 227 and the other one was on 229. Both spikes to the upside. So basically, you got one above, one below. You can see how price was rejecting over here after the spike was created. Uh, the spike was created with this candle here. This long wick that you see, and it sold back down, came back up. He had retested and rejected. So where is it going? It's going to the other spike. And right here, essentially, it came back down to the other spike and went above it, broke above the other spike, and this is a break-in retest. Normally, when you see levels breaking like this is a true break. See, it's different when you have a level, when price is stalling in a particular area like this, and it doesn't break. So that's stalling, and there's no strength there. Look at this candle here. When price gets to the area and it doesn't stop, that's why I like working in 30 minutes intervals, because that's how you know There was no hesitation there. What you got there is pretty much a break and retest. You can see how it broke above it, and it came back and retest the very top of the spike right here at 12. And from there, you can see how we reach the 100% extension of the PCE release. So this happened in pre-market, carry over into um, the RTH opening, and you can see here how all break and retest took place, and the market found this area here. Um, so what we got for this week, I just wanted to, obviously talk to you about that. But what we got for this week is pretty simple. We opened right around here. This is Sunday opening 5141. You can see how there's not much to talk about in here right now. But if we want to be technically speaking, what we want to do for as a reference point is we're going to move the pivot from last week, obviously, and we're going to move the pivot to the top of the single print. This is pretty simple. I mean, I don't have to look at 14,000 profiles to know what's important for the market. So in this, we're going to call this, this is the top of the spike from 229. So what I do here is pretty simple. 229, top of the spike. So I document that top of upside spike. So then I know that my pivot is really, it's looking for this. So that's what I try to focus on. But anyways, we'll keep going here. Hopefully I didn't mess up the video. So what are we gonna look for as a target number one? Well, pretty simple. I think on the on the weekly plan, we basically are right here at the target number one. So that's where we at. In this area here, we can say basically 100%. It's very important for you to document your targets to know what they are. So this is 100% extension PCE range. Um, so when I'm looking at it in my charts, I know why I chose that target and why it's important. Because if we don't get above this level, then I know that likely we're gonna go back down to where PCE happened, right? So PCE happened right around here, but the top portion was here. So I'm gonna start working the plan back down. That's the way I do it. This one, we had this one here last week. So what I'd like to do is it was a breakout from this area here. That's what we broke out from. This was a consolidation. This was the breakout from here. So from this breakout of the zone, it never came back to balance. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take this measurement here, and you can see how 94 gives me target number two. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move this target here to 92. So we're moving up a little bit, and this one is 100%, 100% extension prior balance on breakout. That's it. I'm gonna write here 10 days, so I know that I have to refer back to the 10 days that are here. And then ultimately above that, I have the 150% uh, of that range. We had never been up here, so how else would you know where to go? You got to rely on your extensions at this point. Uh, Prior 10 days, I think balance on breakout UT3. I don't think it was. I don't think it was 10. I think it got to 11 or something. But who cares at this point? It was a breakout, so that's all that matters. So we just look at these targets here, and this is what we got to the upside. Then to the downside, it's pretty simple. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the downside because you already know, you know, what are we going to be looking at. What are we going to be looking at is pretty simple here. On the downside, it would be bottom portion of the spike here. But I also like this area for the confluence that it has with the 50% of this zone here. So 87, 88 is very important. So let me move this one to here. So we go back to 89. Prior weekly pivot. But also I think it was 10 days. See, that's why I gotta label this because I can't remember what this one is. Um, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Um, let me just call it prior weekly pivot. I know it's a half back of an area, but then this one is gonna stay here. Uh, this one is pretty important because this was the 10-day balance, and I have a 50% right here. So this one will be um, our previous gap fill. I don't believe I have a gap up to worry about, but let me take a look at it. Oh, yeah, we do have a gap up here. PCE. This is a huge gap here. We got two, so filling that gap would be three. So this session here, this would be a gap fill. 97. Let me write here gap fill. I think I'm getting close to the end of my 20 minutes here. Gap fill. Three will be this here. So monitor this here, this area. Keep an eye on this low here. Ultimate target would be here. I'm playing for 97 this week. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if it breaks pivot, it's very likely. That's it. That's pretty much all I got in terms of the targets: 32, 98, and 88. It's a big space here, but obviously you can see from here all the stuff that we have. 50-50 is going to be very important. So keep an eye on this area here. Because if it breaks this area, it's going to start collecting some of the inventory that's down here. It's RTH only chart, so I apologize for all the notes and everything, but that's basically what we're looking at. We'll post the chart and send you guys some notes. Take care. Have a great week. Bye bye.